Like my first project, I charged $15 for it for a video or whatever. I only got paid 5 of it. I didn't get the other 10. But it's, a learning experience. That told me I need to have service agreements in place. You know what I mean? So it holds not only me accountable, but the people that, my clients accountable too. I mean, so yeah.
So if someone is starting out now and they don't know anything about the service agreement, what are you going to tell that person?
I would literally walk them through the mistakes that I learned and how to avoid them.
And what are some of those mistakes?
So the one mistake I learned, like I was telling you about how the time I only got paid $5 out of a $15 deal.
Yeah.
Well, I know that was a terrible number, but I had no experience in doing what I was really doing. Shooting a music video, whatever. I had a little bit, you know what I mean. But I just wanted some McDonald's for the day. Just be quite frank with you, bro. I only got $5 out of it, but it's all good. I learned right there. I learned for me, in order to me to be taken serious, I need to have paperwork and a contract involved. Right? So that literally holds not only myself accountable that I'm going to deliver what I say I'm going to deliver, but also holds a client accountable like, yo, I'm going to pay you for your services. You know what I mean? So it's something to hold both parties accountable. You know what I mean? So that's something I learned early on. I would be getting requested to come to do a shoot. And then on the day of, it was like, nah, cancel it. We don't need you no more. So I'm just like, why do I keep going through this phase? And someone told me, they was like, yo, Trey, you need to have contracts in place, bro. So if someone don't pay you a deposit, they don't have you for that day. And I was like, what do you mean by that? I don't feel that that's right. But I'm like, as I realized over time, I'm like, this is how you know who's serious and who's not.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, let's do this and set it up at this time. There's no commitment barrier there. Because if somebody putting up some bread for it, they're going to show up. Versus if it's just like a freebie, you know what I mean? Y'all gonna be like, yeah, I'm canceling this.
So after you had those experiences, did you change anything at all?
Oh, absolutely. I wrote up a service agreement. I looked at a couple examples from some other creators online, and I wrote up my own service agreement. And I had, certain things in there that I abide by of what needs to happen in order to proceed to book me for this shoot and get you what you want. You know what I mean? So I make it very simple for me to conduct business with people. So I show them I'm serious. I present myself as a serious business person. So they was like, oh, he got a contract. Okay, cool, perfect. We like that kind of. We like that. Great.
Did you see an increase in the amount of content you had to start producing?
You talking about back then? I did a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. People took me a little more serious. You know what I mean? They took me a little more serious, and I weeded out who was bluffing and who was for real. You know what I mean? So I just I got booked a lot more, I would say.
You got booked a lot more.
Like while I was in college, not like a whole lot, but it's like I had some opportunities come around for me to, do a few projects while I was up there, get them edited and stuff like that.
Okay, let's talk about some of the challenges you face starting up this. Were there some moments where you're like, I'm not gonna do this anymore, I'm done?
Because those kind of moments, bro, I'm be honest, like comparing myself to others that's already ahead, not realizing like, yo, they had to start for where I am right now. So I feel like comparison was killing my passion at one point. You know what I mean? Like I can't compare myself to someone else. You know what I mean? That's already there. Like I can too learn from what they're doing and invest into the things to be able to match that quality of work. And once I realized that, I started researching. One of the things that stuck out to me, right? I seen how the videos was so like when they move around, like the camera don't shake. I'm like, dang, how can I do that? So what I realized, it was something called a gimbal. But back then in college, I was broke. I ain't had no money for real like that. So I had to buy a $30 gimbal, and I would add like weights on it to be able to replicate what I saw. So I was testing out, just trying to get what I could get my hands on and be able to create what I want. And it helped out a little bit. But fast forward years later, I was able to get the gimbal that I wanted. You know what I mean? I had a Fiutech A2000, and I was like, man, this is legit right here. I'm able to take the quality of my work up a notch. You know what I mean? It keeps the, camera stabilized, and it looks professional. So I started to see spread of growth there. If I could think about another another mistake that I've learned since then is just honestly realizing this can't be done alone.
Mm-hmm.
Like we need people to help us with these kind of productions and stuff, especially depending on if it's going to require multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be in a position where you're trying to run multiple cameras at once. I've been there, done that, bro, and I messed up a whole project. This is me as a veteran, but I thought I had it all under control, and I had to learn. So I had to, I sent my client a refund, and I did the next video for him for free, and it did amazing. So it's like it's holding myself accountable. You know what I mean? Like I'm not doing that again. we not about to try to shoot a multicam performance by myself.
So you gotta find a team.
Unless it's a situation where I just set one camera up and hit record, different story. If I can watch all of them at once, but it's best to have a minimum 2 people at the very lowest. You know what I mean? So that's just a few things I learned.
Wow. So what was your major in college, by the way?
First I chose what the hell was that? I chose computer science. Before computer science, like I didn't go through with it, so I changed my major the last second. I changed it to multimedia technology, which is the same as mass communication. So multimedia technology dealt with graphic design, video production, photography, all that stuff. I mean, so that was my major there. So it fit who I was.
And you were saying, "Oh, I'm gonna be a producer when I'm done with this."
A producer.
That was the end goal. You have your production company.
Yeah. So no, I want to say this is my end goal. Well, back then it may have been my end goal, but I see something bigger for me. I see myself being able to help and inspire a new wave of creatives to be able to increase their skill and teach them the game, teach them the ropes of what I know. And that's an infinite thing because there's billions of people in this world. You're always gonna have college and high school graduates that's gonna need to know this information. So it's me being able to bring value back to people who shoes I would once in. You know what I mean? Like I just had an opportunity to go back to Allegheny and talk to a video production class and just tell my story. And the responses I got from it is like, we were really inspired by you. Like I really feel like I have a sense of direction of where I want to go. So I created a group chat for all of us. So like they need practicum hours, right? Cool. Well, I have some things that I could teach y'all. That way y'all could get what y'all need. You know what I mean? We can help each other.
Yeah.
I mean, and then like it could turn into something where they're a part of my team one day.
Yeah, and that's really good, having that connection back with your roots.
Yeah.
It really builds you up to become a better person.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that's really great.